All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Janaea. I'm not going to hold Melissa accountable for for pronouncing it Janaya. Everybody does. Um, my mom put the I and then you just messed everything up. But it's actually Janaea. And I'm excited to be with you guys today to discuss college essay writing and to discuss a little bit about what I do. So let's get started here. So first thing is I own a business called Black Lily Content Management. And basically what I do is I'm an editor. I've edited several authors' books. I'm working on a couple manuscripts right now. I do content editing, copy editing, any kind of editing in terms of proofreading, ghostwriting as well. So I've written portions of books for individuals. Those are the things that I do. So I'll just take you guys to my website really quickly just to get an idea of what I have going on over there and show you some of the books that I've had the privilege of editing as well. Let's see if this takes me. All right. Oh, no, it doesn't want to take me. Okay, so we're going to do it this way. Okay, so yeah, this is my website. Again, Black Lily Content Management. And again, I do professional editing and ghostwriting services. So anyone that goes to my website, they're able to send me a message to kind of let me know what they're looking for in terms of the services I provide and how I can potentially assist them. Then I reach out to them within 24 hours to discuss their project, what their needs may be, timelines, rates, things of that nature. So we'll just go down here a little bit. I'll just read this portion. Everyone has a story to tell, but many are either unsure of themselves or just need an objective perspective to help them construct their ideas. We help our clients express their ideas and perspectives effectively through providing the boost they need to exhibit their thoughts in an efficient and precise manner. So one of the things that I really like to focus on is content where people are able to tell their own personal stories. Everybody has a story to tell. Everybody has gone through something, some obstacle, something in their life that they had to endure and experience. And one of the most therapeutic ways to kind of heal from those situations is to write about it. So where I come in is, I've helped a lot of authors, do those things in terms of writing memoirs of certain childhood experiences or things that they've been through. And these are some of the books that I had the opportunity thus far to edit. The first one was called A Tailor Fit Life. And this was pretty much just a 30-day faith and fashion guide. The author chose 30 different clothing accessories for each day of the month and added little faith scriptures, descriptions, and things of that nature, and just motivational topics that she discussed. So that was really interesting. Another book that I worked on is called The Secret Daughter, where this particular author, has an amazing story where she didn't find out until she was a teenager that her father, a man that she had built a relationship with over time, had a secret family that she knew nothing about. And she was kind of off to the side with her mother. So that was definitely an experience where she put everything out on the line and really told her story and had moments of crying and, as she kind of reminisced through certain things. Now Unto Him is another motivational or spiritual memoir where I work with the individual to discuss their spiritual journey and how they got to where they are today. And then the fourth one, this one was really, really extensive. It's called The Secrets That Killed Her Soul. And it's more so along the lines of, in terms of the style, like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Omar Tyree. He was like a really big author in the 90s. He did Fly Girl. Or let's say The Coldest Winter Ever, or, Sister Soldier, those kinds of books. So it's definitely not for children, I would say, but you guys are much older. So if you're interested in reading that, you can pick up any of these on Amazon and just, check them out. So yeah, so that's my business and pretty much what I do. And then later on, after the presentation, I can take any questions from you guys that are specific to ghostwriting or editing and things of that nature. So let's hop back into it. All right. Okay. That's okay. So what do colleges want to see when you guys are writing your essay? The first thing that they want to see is you. They want to see your personality. They want to see your drive. They want to see, why you're choosing to attend the school or why you want to attend the school that you're applying to. They want to be able to kind of get a glimpse into the students that want to attend their school so that they have a good sense of who you are as a person. They also want to see how you formulate your opinions, your thought process, and how you, bring those things together in written form. So how do you write your essay? One of the first things that you have to do, obviously, is read the instructions and the prompts. Make sure you have a clear understanding of what the school is asking of you, what they want you to say, so that you can cover all of those points in whatever the prompt or the question is. And this is where it's really important to brainstorm. You want to take some time and really, jot down notes and think about what it is that you want to say. What's your general message that you would like to get across to the admissions team. So when you're writing an essay, after you've brainstormed, after you took down notes, one of the things the main thing you need to focus on is having 3 main parts to your essay. So you have your thesis. So in the introduction portion of your essay, you want to start out by talking about, your thesis and how you got to not how you got to the conclusion of the question that's being asked, but really present that question in terms of, this is why I'm answering this question the way I am. And then from there, from the intro, you also have the body of the essay, and then also the conclusion, which is the last portion of the essay, which ties in everything else together. So when we're talking about the introduction, the first thing you want to do is you want to start with an attention-grabbing line. You want to start with something that will really pull the reader in, that will make them say, okay, this is interesting. This is getting off to a good start. It's kind of like a movie. And when I'm watching movies, I have what's called the 10-minute rule. If I'm not drawn into the movie in the first 10 minutes, I want to stop. I'm not watching the rest of it. It's over. So I would, take that same approach when you're writing your essay. Always start with something that is going to catch someone's eye, that's going to make them kind of think and be more intrigued about what it is that you're going to say moving forward. So you want to give a brief overview of your essay. And also at the end of that first paragraph, which is the introduction, that's where you want to put in your thesis statement. So what is a thesis statement? And I'm pretty sure you guys know, what a thesis statement is, but it's basically the overall point or the overall answer to the question that's being asked of you. So in your body of the essay, this is where you branch out a little bit more and you begin to enter certain main points that would back up your thesis. So you want to present these points in a way that is clear, that are concise, that will really help the reader understand where you're coming from. So in your body, you want to have at least 2 to 3 ideas that will back up your thesis. And generally speaking, each idea should have its own paragraph, but it really depends on how long the essay has to be. When you're dealing with college essays, I know that, they want a specific amount of words, you can't go over and things of that nature. So this is kind of like a general rule of thumb when you're writing anything like a research paper or something like that. If it's more broad, you want to make sure your points are presented in 1 paragraph or 2 if need be, just to make sure you're hitting those main points. You want to give relevant examples with details for each point. So as you list out each of your points when you're brainstorming, you also want to think, okay, what are the examples that I have to back up this main point, this main idea that I'm trying to get across? How can I describe this situation or describe this thought in a way that the reader will understand. So that's the purpose of your body in general. The body of the essay really helps the reader understand your thesis better and helps them understand it more specifically, and really helps them see into, again, the overall point of the essay, which is to see you and to see your personality and see your experiences. And then there's the conclusion to the essay. So the point of the conclusion to the essay is for you to reiterate your thesis statement. You want to summarize those main points, and you want to end with a strong, memorable line. Just as you started with a strong, memorable line, you want to end it that way as well, just to provide consistency and to help the reader know that you mean business. This is, your conviction, you're strong about it. And, this is why, one of the reasons why they should choose you. So when we talk about supporting your main ideas with your examples, one of the things that I always say is you have to substantiate your claims and your points. Have you guys ever been in an argument with someone and they're just saying things? They're just kind of talking crap, but they're not really providing proof of what they're saying, or they're not really, substantiating what it is that they're claiming. They're just saying things, and it's like, okay, well, why do you think that way? Or what makes you believe that this is the case of something? So it's the same thing especially when you're writing. You want to be able to substantiate what your position is on any given topic. Even when you're doing a research paper, certainly, you have to come with facts. You have to come with statistics, things that will back up why you believe your thesis or hypothesis to be what it is. So you want to share an example when you're substantiating your claims and your points that demonstrates maybe how you thrive under pressure. So this is an example, thriving under pressure. And I wrote here, as an example, I managed overlapping deadlines for research papers on top of my rigorous extracurricular schedule. So that's an example that you're using to substantiate your point regarding thriving under pressure. So I think what we're going to do right now is let's try it out here for a second. Let's do this prompt. So I'm not going to have you guys write the entire essay, but what I would like you to do is read this prompt and write a thesis sentence that directly answers the question in the above prompt. And then you want to just write 3 main points that would support that thesis. So the prompt says, describe a topic, idea, or concept you find so engaging that it makes you lose all track of time. Why does it captivate you? What or who do you turn to when you want to learn more? So I'm going to give you guys about like 5 to 7 minutes. And just, again, write a thesis sentence that would, answer the question, and then discuss 3 main points that would support that. So I'll give you, again, 5 minutes, and then I'll pick maybe 2 people, 1 or 2 people to kind of, present what they put. All right, I just finished mine, so I'll give you guys a couple more minutes and then I'll share as well. Okay, all right, so I'll go first. So for my thesis, I wrote, cryptocurrency and blockchain are the future of financial technology, and I'm interested in learning more about this new and upcoming innovation. So that was my thesis statement. It answered the question of what topic or concept that I find so engaging that I lose track of time, why it captivates me. And then in terms of my main points, I would say crypto is permissionless and you can send it to anyone, anywhere in the world in an instant. And then also I put, due to the rampant corruption and manipulation in the stock market, investors are shifting their investment funds in crypto projects with exponential growth potential. And then for the third point, I would definitely discuss who I look to for more information. Maybe I would put in some books that I read, or put in maybe certain knowledgeable experts on YouTube that I may watch. So that's the general gist of how that will go. Would anyone else like to share?
I'll share mine.
Okay. What's your name?
This is Melissa.
Okay. Oh, I didn't see you, Melissa. I'm looking at my screen. Go ahead.
It says, I love travel. Travel is freedom, an opportunity to learn, and a chance to grow. My favorite part of traveling is the planning. Once I choose a place to visit, I get immersed in researching every aspect of what I might find there that will interest me. The culture, the food, the museums, the landmarks, the people. I want to experience everything that makes my destination unique. There are so many places in the world that I want to visit. I plan my trips as if this is the only time I will go there, and I always make my plans unforgettable.
Wonderful. That's very good. And you hit all the points. You definitely put in your thesis and explaining why travel is important to you, why you're interested in it, and also backed it up with those main points. So wonderful. Good job. All right. Would anyone else like to share? Come on, guys. No one wants to share. All right, so here, what I'll do is, since we're talking about college essays, and I'm pretty sure those of you who are applying to school, more than likely you're using the Common App, which is very popular these days. A lot of schools across the country have shifted to using the Common App as a way to streamline their process, their admissions process. So I know you guys are familiar with that, so I'll skip all of that. But what I do want to let you know is that on the Common App's website, they have listed the full set of essay prompts for the year 2021 to 2022. So there are 7 prompts listed here that they have that you can use for any of the essays. So I would, take this and, you guys can start formulating your ideas for these prompts. Pick a couple and write an essay or two on these subjects. And I know at times schools may also want their own essay. It may give you another prompt. I worked with a student about 6 months ago where, he did the majority of his essays from the Common App for the schools that he was applying to, but there were also quite a few schools that wanted additional essays from him that were not listed on the Common App. So always keep that in mind when you're applying to a school. They may want you to still provide your Common App essay, but then also the school will have their own prompt for you to answer as well. So if you just go to the commonapp.org website and scroll down to the bottom where it says blog, you'll be able to find the full list of essay prompts in there. Okay. All right. So again, we talked about supporting RDs with examples. And then once you've completed your essay, or drafted it at least, it's not over at that point. At this point, you want to revise. I can't stress it enough. Writing an essay does take more than one sitting. So you guys have to give yourself ample time to meet the deadline. If your deadline for an essay is, let's say, this Friday, today would be a bad time to try to start writing the essay. So always give yourself, at least a couple weeks in advance before your deadline, so that you're able to take your time, think about it, brainstorm on it, write it, be clear and concise, and then revise it as much as you need to, because this will help you spot spelling, grammar, and punctuation errors. One of the things that is totally an eyesore when looking at essays, especially for admissions, are, spelling, grammar, and punctuation. They really kind of frown upon that. And especially in this day and age where it's so easy, we have so much technology that enables us to autocorrect, or, it does the work for us. So, you want to make sure that what you're saying, it doesn't have any of these errors that could be easily spotted and corrected. And then from there, you want to discern, how does your essay flow? Are you sending the message that you want to send? Are you, again, being clear? Are you being concise? Are you really letting the school know that you understand and have a good handle on this particular prompt and on what you would like to say? And then again, like I said, your writing skills will be on full display. So take your time and make it count. Again, if this is about the school getting to know you, you really want to put your best foot forward and show them why they should choose you. So don't let petty errors or things like that hinder you in the process of your essay. Make sure you're taking enough time to do it so that everything can be smooth and clear to the reader. And then from there, it's always good to get another perspective. So ask someone to proofread your essay. It can be a family member, it can be a fellow student, it can be a teacher, anyone that you trust that has a good handle of the English language, has an ability to spot any errors that you may have missed. Why not ask them? It's always a good idea to use your resources to be able to get you right on track. Again, maybe you missed something, so you want to have someone look at it with a fresh pair of eyes that can say, hey, I don't think this is pretty clear. Maybe you should switch this sentence around. Maybe you should start off with this particular point, and then it flows better for your next 2 points. Getting another perspective aside from your own is always helpful. I can't stress that enough. Oftentimes, we may think that we got it and we're good to go, and we don't need the assistance. But again, there's always someone, just like there's always someone who knows a little bit more than us, and we may know a little bit more than someone else. So it's always getting that help from someone who could really provide it and really give you a good sense of what you may be missing. And then, from there, it's simply a wash, rinse, repeat situation. You guys may be applying to more than one school, but the essay writing process is generally the same. And it's generally the same process in terms of structure when you're writing a research paper. You want to have your intro, you want to have your body, and you want to have your conclusion. And so you want to follow this particular structure as much as possible. It'll help you stay organized and focused on your goal, which is ultimately to be accepted into the school of your choice. All right. So do you guys have any questions for me right now? That's the end of the presentation, but I just want to, open up the floor if you guys have any questions about writing, just in general, or what I do, or anything of that nature. Are there any questions?
Okay, they might be typing in the chat, but I do have one question. One word I heard you repeat a lot of times, and it's one of the words that I learned in college that I hold on to, is concise. And I think if you could say a little bit more about that, being concise, because I think it's so important.
Yeah, definitely. So concise is pretty much straight to the point. You want to be able to express what you need to express clearly, and not use so many words in your sentences that can seem like you're kind of going around a mulberry bush and not getting to the point. So just make sure you're using the wordage that you need to use, especially if you're up against a word count. But then also make sure you are being to the point of what it is that you're trying to say. That's pretty much what concise means. And let me check the chat. Okay, let me see here. Let me back up. Okay, mine wasn't about college, but I wanted to write about something that interested me.
That was just me. I was just saying my essay wasn't about college.
All right, let me go to the next one. How long does it take you to proofread or edit a book for your clients? Well, it depends on the length of the manuscript. So for the Secrets That Killed Her Soul book, that took me about a good 8 to 9 months to complete that. There's about 26 chapters in that book. So it was very extensive. And it also depends on, how do I say it? How clear the author is in their own writing in the manuscript. So if I have to spend a little bit more time correcting spelling or correcting grammar or punctuation, that can make the process a little bit longer as well. I'm working on a book right now where I started a couple months ago. My deadline is in February because this is going to be another extensive book, and I'm going chapter by chapter and meeting with the client on a monthly basis to go over what I've written, let her know, hey, I think this works, or maybe we should kind of change this particular chapter. Maybe this doesn't fit with the storyline or something like that. So I meet with her on a monthly basis to discuss, what I see as an editor that she could potentially change without doing away with the main point of her story. I don't want to remove her essence from the book. I don't want to remove any client's essence of what it is they want to say and what they're trying to present away from the book. But as an editor, I do, have to use my laser eye in a sense to have them really hone in more on what it is they're trying to say and make sure they're not getting off track, make sure everything flows well from start to finish. So it really depends on the book. The longer the book, the longer it's going to take me. The 30-day fit and fashion guide, that really only took me about 60 days to do. So if if the content or the subject matter is not so extensive, it doesn't take me as long. But if it is, it could take me quite a while. And plus, I'm only one person. So, if I have maybe a couple of different clients I'm working with at the same time, I have to make room for that too. I can't, just say, hey, I'll have it in 3 months. And, that wouldn't go over very well. So, it's all about giving yourself time to do whatever it is you need to do. Okay, any other questions?
I wanted to ask, how did you get started doing that?
Yeah, so from a young age, from high school or even a little bit before high school, I always had a knack for writing papers. My mom, when I was in elementary school, every summer, so she would give me maybe 2 weeks to just do whatever I wanted once school ended. But then she would make me write book reports for, just random things that she would want me to write about in Black history, like a George Washington Carver or someone like that. I would have to read about them and then write a book report. So it kind of grew as I got older into my friends in high school. They would write papers and they would ask me to proofread them. Hey, can you look at this? Like, I don't know what I'm doing, but can you correct this for me? So I would look at their papers and I would, say, okay, this is what you need to change. This is what you need to change. It didn't become a business, honestly, until about 3 years ago. Again, it was always something that I did. And the more people came to me, the more people told me, I think you have a knack for this. You should try it out. And I always said, no. But I began to take it seriously about 3 years ago, and started really working with folks that are actually writing books. So it kind of progressed over time until now. Any other questions?
First workshop, so they're a little bit quiet. They're usually quiet in the first workshop. Anyone have any questions? How do you know how much to charge someone?
That's a good question. I was actually just about to ask that. If you guys want to know kind of how much I charge for this stuff. So one of the first things I do is I look at the word count. How many words am I working with? Again, The Secrets That Killed Her Soul, that was about 33,000 words. The one I'm working with now is probably going to be extensively more. And so since I'm an up and coming editor, editing a project, especially if it's like a known editor or a known company, they could charge you upwards of tens of thousands of dollars. So because I'm up and coming and, a lot of the folks, that I work with, are just getting started as authors, for me, it just doesn't seem that appropriate to charge them that much. So for The Secrets That Killed Her Soul, for that, having so many words, for having to really help develop the storyline, as well as keep an eye on spelling, grammar, and punctuation, I charged $2,500 for that project. For the 2 memoirs, for the Now Unto Him, I charged about $800 for that one. And then for the 30-day fit and fashion guide, that was my first one. So I think I only charged her maybe $200 for that. So the more extensive the project, the more I'm going to charge. And I work with my clients. I have them set up payment plans if they need to, and things of that nature. So it's, I definitely work with the people that I'm doing the editing for. And do you still edit college essays? I do from time to time. I just worked with a student, like I said, 6 months ago, and I helped him with his college essays, and met with him on a weekly or a bi-weekly basis just to make sure that he was hitting his goals in terms of what schools he wanted to apply to. I was helping him with the application process and things of that nature. So yes, I do from time to time still, help students with college essays. It's one of those things that's probably never gonna escape me, but I enjoy it. I really do enjoy, helping, people get to where they need to be. And if, a student gets accepted to school based on the essay and also their grades and everything, that's a bonus for me. So yes. Any other questions?
Well, if someone here is in the process of writing essays, also I know have people writing like personal statements for scholarships, things like that.
I'm slowly getting started. It's kind of giving me a bit of anxiety, but it's my senior year, so I'm starting to try to get ready for some of this stuff.
Okay.
I was just going to say, if we wanted to connect them to you, is that something that would be possible?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. I do have a busy schedule, but again, I can make time as long as you give yourself time. I can make time to look at it. Look at what it is that you're trying to convey in your essays and things of that nature. I'll put my email in the chat. If you guys want to shoot me an email, and let me know what you're working on, I would love to help out as much as I can. Okay. So that's my email, blacklilycontentmanagement@gmail.com. So, you know, if you guys, again, if you guys have any questions, you know, I answer, I'm pretty responsive via email. So, you know, just give me a couple hours and, you know, I can get right back to you. If it's something where I need to look at, you know, your paper or something like that, I would say give me about 24 hours or so to do it. And I can, you know, break it down and give you some pointers on it and tips. All right.